All right, so here we are. It is Tuesday. Hopefully you enjoyed the day off yesterday. Got a chance to get some rest or get some fun things done. Hopefully that went well for you. I got a few things done, not as much as I hoped to, but I think that's just kind of the way weekends go, even when they're long weekends. So for today, we are going to be, I know a lot of people were worried about, are we going to get a chance to finish that project that we were working on. We are going to finish up the Harley Houndstooth III shipwreck thing. We are going to be taking a look at the huts for that. If you haven't been here, or you've forgotten what we're doing after the 3-day weekend, quick recap. There was a ship that was going out, had a bunch of people on it. Captain got swept overboard, ship wrecked. One guy landed on a deserted island, and he is trying to get off the deserted island. That is the project. It's to teach us to work as a team, to work on following directions, and to understand criteria and constraints. The criteria for this one was that you have to build a hut. It has to be at least 3 inches high. That's not, I don't know, it's not necessarily 3 inches, especially on the big screen. At least 3 inches high, no more than 16 inches square, which the picture on the board shows a 4x4, which would be a 16-inch square thing. And then has to have a working door and withstand a windstorm from 2 feet away. And we're using the classroom fan for that windstorm. If you haven't had a chance to do any of this at all, which I don't think is any groups, but if you're just totally behind, I did make a hut last week. It really only took me about 5 minutes. And I filled in our worksheet that we're working on in Google Classroom for my hut and made a little video of the windstorm. So if you're totally behind, there is an alternative option to finish this assignment because we're not moving on. We're not sticking with it longer than today. Tomorrow we're going to be moving on to metric system. We're going to take a look at metrics for 2.5 days and then have our metrics test, which is real quick. It's like 20 points. Just go with that. I was going to say it's like 15 questions. It's 20 points. That's all that really matters. It's on a half sheet of paper. So we're going to be doing that on Friday. We're going to be looking at metric stuff Wednesday and Thursday, part of Friday. Got a packet of materials. We're going to look at a couple of videos, not just vlogs of me, Wayne, but some actual videos as well, looking at the metric system and how it works. And then we are going to be taking a look at the metric test next this Friday. So that is what the week looks like. We're going to go ahead and get to it. I've taken enough of your time here at the start of class. And so we are going to get our materials back out of wherever our designated place was to store our shipwreck shelters. Reminder, the constraint on that, we know the criteria, the constraint is you can only use newspaper. Newspaper represents things you might find on the island like leaves and branches. Popsicle sticks. Popsicle sticks, again, something you might find on the island, so that's representing like downed trees. And then straws, and so the straws are kind of, just a different version of, it's gonna be more the branches instead of the downed trees. For those 3 items, you're only limited by what you asked for. I believe all groups got their materials last week, so we should be set on that. The reason I put a limit on that is I figured you go out into the jungle to gather these materials, you bring them out to the beach, and then you have to get your hut built before dark, which we didn't succeed with last week because before dark should have been the end of class on Friday. Getting a little extra time for today. And then the other 2 items that you could use that were limited was 1 foot of Scotch tape and 1 foot of string. And those are limited because we're figuring those come from the shipwreck. It's representing like rope and tar you might find on the ship. So there's going to be limited resources. So that's what's going on with that. Happy Tuesday. Got a full preview for the week and your criteria and constraints for today. Let's finish up those projects.